Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to discuss about OET reading part C. I know most of the students are facing problems to find out answers in OET reading part C. You know why you are facing? Maybe you don't know the techniques, tips, how to approach OET part C material. Okay, today we are going to find out the techniques and uh, tips in OET reading parts. Let's begin today's topic, prenatal origins of heart disease. Okay, when you get the question paper, first you have to read the title. Here title is prenatal origins of heart disease. After that you have to put the paragraph number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Total 5 paragraphs are there. Okay. Then after that you have to come to the questions. Okay. Come to the first question. First question, what information can be found in the first paragraph? There are so many information we can found in the paragraph. So what information can be found in the first paragraph? That is the question. Okay. Then you have to read the question, then you have to read the option also. Okay. First option is references to some recent findings. They are references to some recent findings relating to heart disease. B. Indication of the greatest risk factor associated with heart disease. Mention of a misconception about the chief causes of heart disease, figures showing the country the highest mortality rate from heart disease. Okay, these are the four options you will get in OET read part C. Okay, then you have to read the passage and understand the overall meaning of the passage. There is no need to know every sentence meaning. Okay, we are not, we don't have, we sometimes, when I'm from Kerala, okay, I'm not that much efficient in English. Okay, sometimes not in so many people are not efficient in English. Okay, there is no need to know the overall meaning, what is each and every sentence is saying. There is no need to know, but you have to know, understand what it is saying. Okay, what it is saying, you have to comprehend the passage, what it is saying, the overall meaning, just understand. Okay, then what we have to do, see, come to the question. See, when you read the question you will understand, okay, what information can be found in this first paragraph. Then come to the option, read the first option, and you have to match this option with the passage. Okay, first I repeat once more. You have to read the options and match this option with the passage. Maybe here four options are there. Two options are no, always I have seen most of the time two options are unnecessary options. Okay, when you read the passage you can immediately eliminate unnecessary options. Okay, that's the reason I'm telling you, you have to first, you have to read the question and option, then passage. Okay, then you can eliminate the unnecessary option immediately after reading the passage. Okay, finally you will get two options. Finally you will get two options. Sometimes, okay, maybe the one option will match 90 percentage. There will be one word is there. Okay, there will be one word is there that won't match with the question and passage. Okay, that is distracting options. That is distracting option. Maybe sometimes we didn't understand the overall meaning, we will choose. Okay, unfortunately we will choose that option, maybe but that option will match only 90%, not 100 percentage. And another option, the last option, okay, there is no any relationship, there is no any relationship. That means that option, they will completely change the overall meaning. Means there will be some sentence, okay, that that the conclusion of that sentence they will write in a small sentence in a different way. In a different way, they will write in a different way. The conclusion of the sentence they will write in a different way and with different ways, not in the same ways in the passage. Okay. Okay, so you have to be very careful of these type of questions. You have to be very careful when finding and choosing the correct answers. Okay, so you will conclude the you will find out the point where we'll get the answers, but you finally you won't conclude the correct options. Okay, correct options. Okay, so if you are eliminated the three options, you eliminated three options. Okay, but the last option, you got the last option, but you don't know what is the meaning. Okay, maybe it is maybe some, they are given in a different way. Okay, so you didn't understand what it is saying, but you eliminated the three options. It was not there in the passage. You are confirmed, you are very sure it was not there in the passage. You eliminated three options. One option you are not understood what it is saying. Okay, then don't waste your time, choose that option. Okay, choose that option. But before that I have to say you have to confirm it. You eliminated three options, it was not there in the passage. Okay, are you getting my point? If you are finding this information is useful, please watch my videos till the end. Okay, definitely you will get something extra. Okay, you will get definitely something extra for reading part C. Okay, see how I approach this question and you can understand how I got the answer in this 15 question. Okay, what information can be found in the first paragraph? Okay, see reference to some recent findings related to hardness. Okay, we are going to read the paragraph. Heart disease is the greatest killer in the developed world today, currently accounting for 30% of all deaths in Australia. Okay, a concept which is familiar to us all is that traditional risk factors such as smoking, obesity, and genetic makeup increase the risk of heart disease. However, it is now becoming apparent that another factor is at play, a developmental programming that is predetermined before birth, not only by our genes, but also by their interaction with the quality of our prenatal environment. Okay, this is the paragraph it is saying. Okay, it is talking about the heart disease or the risk factors. Okay, and the reason, what is the recent finding, and these are the points they are given. Okay, we understood you when you read you will understand some points what it is saying. Okay, then you come to the passage and pick out the first option. Okay, reference to some recent findings related to heart disease. We have to check is there any recent finding they are saying about the heart disease. Okay, okay, then go to the passage, then march we have to read fastly. How, see here it is saying kind of traditional risk factors, smoking, obesity. However, see they are going to change the topic. You see, however, connector is given there. However, it is now becoming apparent that that is recent findings. Okay, what is it? It is now becoming apparent means recent result, recent finding. Okay, that another factors is at play, a developmental programming that is predetermined before birth. What it is? Not only by our genes, but also by their interaction with the quality of our prenatal environment. See, this is our quality of our prenatal environment is also a predisposing factor of heart disease. That is recent findings. Okay. Yes, it is matching. So we don't know rest of the options. Okay, we have to make it query here. Okay, you are getting, are you getting my points? Okay, second, indication of the greatest risk factor associated with heart disease. Okay, then we have to match this option with the passage. Here they are generally they are saying such as Traditional risk factors such as smoking, obesity, genetic makeup increase the risk of, but it is not the greatest risk factor. Okay, generally they are saying these are the risk factors of heart. So it is not there in the passage. Are you getting my point? How I am pointing out the answer? Okay. Third one, mention of a misconception about the chief cause of a heart disease. Mention of a misconception. Are you read any misconception about heart disease in this paragraph? Okay, you can check once more. Any misconception are they discussing here? Any misconception? No, it is not in the passage. Okay, it is the unnecessary option. So eliminate this option also. Okay, we eliminated B and C. Figures showing, see some figure we have seen there. Okay, figures showing the country with the highest mortality rate from heart disease. Figures. Okay, figures showing the country with the highest mortality rate from heart disease. Here we have seen some figures. Okay, but currently according 30 percentage of all deaths in Australia. Okay, it is in Australia. Okay, 30% figures here it is given some figure that is 30 percentage all deaths in Australia, but the option what they are saying, figures showing the country, but it is generally talking the country. It is not, if it is given Australia we can choose this answer. Okay, but they are given the country, so it is not mentioned. Okay, see how they are distracting our mind, no? How they are distracting, how they are given only some words the country, but it is option is given Australia. In Australia 30 percentage of others due to heart disease, but the option they are given figures showing the country with the highest mortality from heart disease. Okay, then what is the answer? Tell me, then what is the answer? Answer is option number A. Okay, are you getting the point? What is the answer? Reference to some recent findings relating to heart disease. It is totally matching with the passage. Okay, it is reference to some recent findings. However, it is now becoming up, and that is recent findings. Okay, so we don't get direct paraphrase words. Okay, we have to understand how they are given the word. Okay, can you follow me? Okay, please message me. Okay, please message me on my comment box. Okay, thank you for watching my videos. We are going to come to second question. When the writer uses the word cost in the second paragraph, she is referring to what? She is referring to the word cost. Okay, overwhelming evidence, placental insufficiency, viable pregnancy, reduced growth. Okay, we are going to read the second paragraph. Okay, in OET reading part C, questions are in sequence. First question we will get in the first paragraph, and second question you will get in the second paragraph. Okay, pregnancies that are complicated by suboptimal conditions in the womb, such as happens during preeclampsia or placental insufficiency, enforce physiological adaptations in the unborn child and placenta. While these adaptations are necessary to maintain viable pregnancy and sustain life before birth, they come at a cost. Understand? Okay. The biological trade-off is reduced growth, which may be in turn affect the development of key organs and systems such as heart and circulation, thereby increasing the risk of cardiovascular disease in adult life. Overwhelming evidence in more than a dozen countries has linked development under adverse intrauterine conditions leading to low birth weight with increased rates in adulthood of coronary heart disease and its major risk factors hypertension, atherosclerosis, and diabetes. Okay, what is the cause reference here? Pregnancies that are complicated by suboptimal conditions in the womb, such as what is if there is a preeclampsia or placental insufficiency, then the womb adapts some physiological, they will do some physiological adaptation because of why it is going to do the physiological adaptation to sustain the life of a No, but to sustain the life before birth, and that come at a cost. And that comes at a cost. We have to pay something there. Why? To sustain a life of the newborn, we have to pay something. Cost means to pay something for. We have to pay something. That means then when we have to pay something for the life of the child, we have to we will be in a some biological trade-off, that is reduced growth, which means if there is any placental insufficiency or preeclampsia, reduced blood supply to the organs and system, which leads to the reduced growth of a child. Then are you getting reduced growth of a child, reduced growth of the child? Okay. So then what is the answer? Reduced growth. Okay, so what is the answer? Is the come at a cost, that is reduced. There it is a compromising. Okay, to sustain a viable pregnancy, the womb is compromising, and which leads to reduced growth of the child. Okay, that is come at a cost. That is come at a cost means the growth of the child is reducing. Okay, are you getting my point? Then what is the answer here? What is the conclusion we got here? Reduced growth. Cost means we have to pay something, that means to for sustaining the pregnancy, the growth of the child will be reduced. That is the cost. Is referring the word cost is there. Okay, so it is not matching over well-being plus insufficient viable pregnancy. Okay, then only one answer is here, reduced growth. Okay, are we getting my point? Okay, you have to find out the answers like this way. Okay, third question. In the third paragraph, what does the author suggest about the work of the international research community on this subject? Their focus has been too narrow. Some of their studies may be flawed. There is nothing original about their research. They were overly keen to seize on a particular area. Okay, so these are the options they are given. Then we are going to read the third paragraph. Okay, the idea that fetus susceptibility to disease in later life could be programmed by the condition in the womb has been taken up vigorously by the international research community. Okay, they did some studies with the considerable efforts concentrating on nutrient supply across the placenta as a risk factor. But okay, that is just the part of the story. How much oxygen is available to the fetus is also a determinant of growth and of the risk of adult disease. Dr. Dino Guisani's research group at Cambridge University in the UK is asking what effect reduced oxygen has on fetal development by studying populations at high altitude. Okay, this is the paragraph is saying. Then we come to the question. The third paragraph, what does the author suggest about the work of the international research community on the subject? Okay, we have to find out the correct answer. Their focus has been too narrow. Hmm? Their focus has been too narrow. One option, first option they are given. So we have to match. Is there any word, any sentence it is matching with this passage? Their focus has been too narrow. See, we have to go to the passage. Their focus, international research community, they did study where they did study on nutrient supply across the placenta. Okay, they studied the nutrient supply across the placenta. This is their study. Okay, see, after that is a but that is just a part of a story. What it is saying, that is just part of the story. Means it is small part of the story. It is not overall. Okay. So yes, first one is paraphrasing. First option is paraphrasing with the with this sentence. Their focus has been too narrow. Means it is part of the story, small part of the story. See, yes, it is matching. Then we have to make it query there. Some of their studies may be flawed. Is it anywhere? Have you seen some of their studies may be flawed? No, it is not flawed. Okay, it is not flawed. There is some studies on nutrient supply. It is not flawed. Okay, some of their only one studies they did, that is nutrient supply across the placenta. That is not flawed. Okay, so It is not in the passage, so we can eliminate. There is nothing original about their research. So this is also not set in the past. There is nothing original about their research. You can go and watch once more. Okay, go and reach once more here. There is nothing original. See, not saying anywhere. Okay. Then come to the fourth option. Okay, they were overly keen to seize on a particular area. See, they were overly, yes, some, maybe 90% it is matching, but they they concentrate, they did in studies, that is nutrient supply across the placenta. Okay, the consider efforts concentrating, they concentrated on nutrient supply across the placenta. Their studies in a particular area, but it is in 90% margin. But they did the fund overly keen to seize, but it is not mentioned. They were concentrated on a particular area. It is margin where it is nutrition, only particular area they concentrate, that is nutritional supply to the placenta. They concentrate only one, but it is matching with the 90%, but it is only one word. See, they are overly keen to see is on a particular, but it is not saying in the passage. It is not there in the passage. See? So it is also element. So what is the answer here? Their focus has been too narrow. So what is the answer here? A is the answer. Okay. What was the aim of the study described in the fourth? What was the aim? Okay, what was the aim of the study described in the fourth paragraph? To compare neonatal records between UK and Bolivia to assess the relative significance of two risk factors for newborn, to find a link between birth weight and predisposition to heart disease, to determine the likelihood of high altitude babies carried to full term. Okay, carried to full term. Okay, heart disease, predisposition of heart disease. Compare near study records between UK and Bolivia to assess the relative significance of two risk factors for newborn. Okay, newborns, to find a link between birth weight and predisposition to heart disease, to determine the likelihood of sorry, high altitude babies being carried to full time. Okay, we have to come to the fourth paragraph. Uh, Usani's team studied birth weight records from healthy term pregnancies in two Bolivian cities at obstetric hospitals and clinics selectively attended by women from either high income or low income backgrounds. Bolivia lies at the heart of South Africa, split by the Andean Cordillera into areas of very high altitude of the west and areas at sea level of the east level to the east. As the country extends into Amazon basin at 400 meter and almost 4,000 meter above sea level respectively, the Bolivian cities of Santa Cruz and La Paz are striking examples of these differences. Pregnancies at a high altitude are subjected to a lower partial pressure of oxygen in the atmosphere compared with those at sea level. Women living at high altitude in La Paz are more likely to give birth to underweight babies than women living in Santa Cruz. But is this a result of reduced oxygen in the womb or poor nutrition status? Okay. So then we come to the question. What was the aim of the study described in the fourth paragraph? To compare neonatal records between UK and Bolivia, but they are not mentioned anywhere about UK, but they are saying only about the Bolivia. So this no, they are not comparing with the UK. Okay, this is not there in the passage. So can you see anywhere they are comparing with the Bolivia with the UK? Any no? Okay, so eliminate this option. Okay, eliminate. To assess the relative significance of two risk factors for newborn, to assess the relative significance of two risk factors for newborn. Okay, then you have to match this option. Okay, to assess the relative significance. Okay, yes. Pregnancies at a high altitude are subjected to lower partial pressure of oxygen in the atmosphere compared with those at sea level. Women living at high altitude in Las Vegas are more likely to give birth to underweight babies. Okay, high altitude underweight babies than women living in Santa Cruz. Okay, that means it is comparing. Okay, that is means it is comparing that to assess the relative significance of two risk factors for newborn. Okay, so why they are assessing what they are assessing? But this is a result. But this is a result of reduced oxygen in the womb or poor nutrition status. Okay, but it is saying, see, we can read once more from the past from initial. Gusani team studied birth weight records from healthy term pregnancies in two Bolivian cities at obstetric hospital and clinics selectively attended by women from either high income or low income backgrounds. Bolivia lies at the heart of the South Africa, split by the Andean Cordillera into areas of very high altitude, the west, and areas of the sea level as a country extend into Amazon basin at 400 meter and almost 4,000 meter above sea level, respectively. The Bolivian cities of Santa Cruz and La Paz are striking examples of this difference. See, pregnancies at high altitude are subject to lower partial pressure. If it is high altitude, the level of the oxygen is pressure of the oxygen is low. Okay, in the atmosphere compared with the compared at the sea level. So because of that reason, most of the babies are underweight babies. Okay, most of the baby born there is underweight babies than compared to compared to sea level. So and they're saying that what is the they are discussing with the risk cause is also they are discussing what is the cause because the pressure of oxygen is low to assess the relative significance of two risk factors or nobody. Yes, it is somewhat matching with the option to find a link between birth weight and predisposition to heart. To find a link between birth weight and predisposition to heart disease. Okay, but here they are not discussing any link between birth weight and heart disease. They are not discussing anywhere in this passage. It is not in the passage. So we have to eliminate this option to determine the likelihood of high altitude babies being carried to full term. But it is not saying they are being carried to full term, but they are discussing about their underweight babies, not discussing about their carried to full term, not discussing in this passage. Okay, they are underweight babies. They are saying. Okay, so that is also not matching. Then what is the answer? To assess a relative significance of two risk factors for newborn. That is B is the answer. Okay. Next, what assumption was proved wrong? What assumption was proved wrong by the results of the study? Lower income mothers generally give birth to lower weight babies. Okay, baby born at high altitude will typically weigh less than one born at sea level. Okay, levels of oxygen have a greater impact on birth weight than nutrition status does. There is a correlation between prenatal oxygen levels and predisposition of heart disease. Okay, so we are going to read the passage. What Gusani found was that the high altitude baby showed, high altitude baby showed a pronounced reduction in birth weight compared with low altitude babies, even in case of high maternal nutrition status. Babies born to low-income mothers at sea level also show a reduction in birth weight, but the effect of undernutrition was not as pronounced as the effect of high altitude and birth weight. Clearly, fetal oxygenation was a more important determinant of fetal growth within these communities. Okay. Remarkably, although one might assume that babies born to mothers of low socioeconomic status at high altitude would show the greatest reduction in birth weight. These babies were actually heavier than babies born to high income mothers at high altitude. It turns out that the difference lies in ancestry. Okay. What is the question they are asking? What assumption was proved by the result of the study? What assumption was proved wrong by the result of the study. Low income mothers generally give birth to a lower weight baby. Yes, the low income mothers generally give birth to a lower weight babies. Okay. Babies born to low income mothers at sea level also showed a reduction in birth weight. But the effect is undernutrition was not as a pronounced as the effect of high, but the effect is undernutrition was not as pronounced as the effect of high altitude on birth weight. Okay, clearly fetal oxygenation was more important to determine fetal growth within these communities. Okay, we can read once more. What Gusani found was that high altitude babies, they have low birth weight compared to low altitude babies. Okay, what is the option it is saying? Lower income mothers, low socioeconomic mothers generally give birth to low birth weight babies. Okay, lower birth weight babies. Yes, we have some queries here. Okay, we'll keep it here. A baby born at high altitude, a baby born at high altitude will typically weight less than born at sea level. Okay, baby born at high altitude. Okay, they are low birth weight will typically view less than one born at a sea level. Yes, babies high altitude babies showed a pronounced reduction in birth weight compared to low altitude babies. Yes, compared to low altitude babies, even in case of high metanutrition status. Okay, even in case of high metanutrition status, also high altitude babies will be low birth weight babies. Babies born to low income mothers are sea level also showed a reduction in birth weight, but the effect of undernutrition, okay, but undernutrition was not as pronounced as the effect of high altitude in the birth weight. Clearly, fetal oxygenation was a more important determinant of fetal growth within these communities. Okay, so it is what the one might assume that babies born to mothers so low social status or high altitude would show. Yes, low socioeconomic status at a high altitude which show the greatest reduction of birth weight. These babies were actually heavier than babies born to high income mothers at high altitude. It turns out that the difference lies in ancestry. See, we got some information in the option number. Lower income mothers generally give birth to lower weight. Okay. We will keep this option here. Then we come to the second option. Baby born at high altitude will typically be less than one born. Yes, it is saying in the passage. Levels of oxygen have greater impact on birth weight than noted. Yes, it is also said in the passage. There is a correlation between prenatal oxygen level and a predisposition to heart disease. We have to find a um, predisposition to heart disease. Um, But it is not said in the passage, no? It is not said in the passage. See, most of the options are not. But what we had to find what it is, there is a correlation between pain oxide level, but it is not pain oxide level and predisposition to heart disease. It is not said in the passage. We can read once more. So it is not said in the passage. Okay, we have doubt about these three options. Okay, we are not concluding with the answer. Okay, see levels of oxygen have a data. Yes, it is saying. Okay, this is a baby born at higher to be typically view less than one born. Yes, it is saying in the passage. But see, lower in what assumption was proved wrong? That is the question. What assumption was proved wrong in this passage? Lower income mothers generally give birth to lower babies. Is it wrong? This assumption is wrong. We have to check. Remarkably, although one might assume the babies born to mothers of low socioeconomic, that is lower income status at a high altitude, would show the greatest reduction in birth weight. Okay, they are also low birth weight babies. These babies were actually heavier than babies born to high income mothers at high altitude. Okay, then we will see. lower income mothers generally give birth to lower birth weight, it is saying. But we have to read the rest of the sentence. Okay. See, these babies were actually heavier. These babies which are actually heavier than babies born to high income mothers at a higher altitude. Okay. See, lower income mothers also they are living in a high altitude, and higher income mothers also living in high altitude. Both babies will be low birth weight. Compared to these two babies, low income mothers babies are slightly heavier than the high income mother. That is, their weight is slightly high than the high income mother. That means we cannot generally say lower income mothers generally give birth to a lower life weight. We cannot say. So what assumption was proved wrong? Lower income mothers generally give birth to a lower weight. That assumption was proved wrong. Okay. They usually give low birth weight babies. They compare to higher income babies. Their babies are slightly heavier than the higher income babies. Okay. You understood how the answer has come? This is the way you have to think and find out the answer. In the sixth paragraph, what is suggested about inhabitants of La Paz? The altitude affects all socio-economic groups in a similar way. There is a high degree of ethnic diversity at all levels of society. Most residents have a shared ancestry going back 2000 years. Sorry. Poor residents have a genetic advantage. Poor residents have a genetic advantage over those with higher incomes. Okay. In the system, what suggested about the inhabitants of La Paz. Okay. The lower socioeconomic groups of La Paz are almost entirely made up of Aymara Indians, an ancient ethnic group with a history in the Bolivian highlands spanning a couple of millennia. On the other hand, individuals of higher socioeconomic status represent a largely European and North American and relative newcomers of high altitude. It seems, therefore, that an ancestry linked to prolonged high altitude residence confers protection against reduced atmospheric oxygen. Okay. Then we come to the passage. In the sixth paragraph, what is suggested about the inhabitants of La Paz? The altitude affects the altitude. If it is high or low, altitude affects all socioeconomic groups in a similar way. Okay. See, we have to check. Here, the lower socioeconomic groups, in this passage, they are saying the lower socioeconomic groups of La Paz are almost entirely made up of Aymara and ancient ethnic groups with a history in the Bolivian highlands spanning a couple of million. They are the inhabitants of this area. On the other hand, individuals of higher socioeconomic status represent a largely European and North American administered relatively newcomers. They are the immigrants. Okay, they migrated to this area. It seems, therefore, that an ancestry link, there is an ancestry connection between linked to prolonged high altitude residence confers protection against reduced atmosphere. There is a connection between, because there is a connection between which the people low socioeconomics, because they are the inhabitant of this area. But the high socioeconomic groups are related newcomers to high altitude. High altitude. Okay, these are the points they are discussing. Okay, so what is the first option? What it is saying? The altitude affects all socioeconomic group in a similar way. No, it is affected in a different way. Okay, because low socioeconomic people's ancestors are lived there. Okay, their effect is different, and the high income people's inhabitant is different. Okay, there is a high degree of ethnic diversity all levels of society. It is not in the passage. Most religions have a shared ancestry going back 2000 years. It is also not discussed in the passage. Poorer residents. Poorer residents means low socioeconomic people have a genetic advantage. Yes, they have genetic advantage over those with higher incomes. Yes, it is saying in the passage. Yes, what lower social groups are Amera Indians and ancient ethnic groups with a history of Bolivian highlands spanning couple of millennia. Okay, they are the they have some relation. On the other hand, individuals of higher income, they are the newcomers. Okay, yes, it is saying in the passage. What is poor residents have a genetic advantage over those with higher income. See what is the last sentence? It shows, therefore, that an ancestry linked to prolonged high altitude residence confers protection against reduced atmosphere. They are getting some protection. They have connection with an inheritant, then connection with their ancestry. So they are uh, they have some connection with their ancestry. They are getting active protection. Okay, they have active protection against the reduced atmosphere oxygen, which people lower socio-economic groups people. So it is matching with the passage. So then what is the answer? D is the answer. See how we are finding out the answer. Okay, this is the way you have to find out the answer. Next question. The purpose of the information in the fifth paragraph is to provide an alternative approach to a puzzle, to a confirmation of the hypothesis, an explanation of the finding, a solution of the problem. Okay. See, we already read this passage. What it is? What is the question? Read once more. The purpose of the information in the sixth paragraph is to an alternative approach. Okay, what is an alternative approach to find to solve a problem? They are finding an alternative approach, but it is not in the passage. It is not discussing any alternative approach to solve a problem. Okay, but they are saying something different. Okay, a confirmation of a hypothesis. Is it hypothesis? No, it is not hypothesis. It has fact. It is not a hypothesis. Okay, low social economic people, they are living in this community, in the living in this area. Okay, high socio-economic people, they are the newcomers. They know this is a scientific proof. It is not a hypothesis. Okay, this is proved. It is there. It is still there. Okay, it is genuine. Okay, it is not a hypothesis. Okay, it is not a confirmation. It is not a confirmation of a hypothesis. Okay, an explanation of a findings. Yes, it is giving some explanation of a findings. What is the explanation? Okay, low socioeconomic people and high, they are comparing with the two different category. High is socioeconomic groups are newcomers. Low socioeconomic groups are they are living in this community. Okay, they are explaining for a finding. So we can make it query here. A solution to a problem. Here they are not discussing any solution or not giving any not discussing about any problem or giving any solution. So we can eliminate this option. Then what is the answer? Answer is C, an explanation for a finding. Okay. Yes. What advantage of the research involving hen eggs is mentioned in the final paragraph? The availability of the supplies, the simplicity of the procedure, the relativity, the reliability of the data obtained, the speed with which results are seen. Okay. See, we have to see the question. The advantage of the research involving hen nets. Okay. They did some research with hen nets, and what the advantages they got. Okay. What is the advantage? Here the question is asking what the advantages they got when they did the research with the hen nets. Okay. That is the question. We have to read that was the log paragraph. Kusani's group also discovered that they can replicate the findings observed in Andean pregnancies in a hen egg. Fertilized eggs from Bolivian birds native to sea level show growth restriction when incubated at a high altitude, whereas eggs from birds that are native at a high altitude show smaller growth restriction. Moving fertilized egg from hens native to high altitude down to sea level not only restored growth, but the embryos were actually larger than sea level embryos incubated at sea level. The research could thereby demonstrate something that only generation of migration in human population would reveal. What's more, when looking for early markers of cardiovascular disease, the researcher discovered that the growth restriction at the high altitude was indeed linked with the cardiovascular defects shown by an increase in the thickness of the wall of the heart of the aorta. This was suggests the possibility of halting the development of heart disease at its very origin, bringing preventive medicine back into the womb. Okay, so they found something different. What is the question they are asking? What the advantage the research involving hen eggs is mentioned in the final paragraph. The availability of supplies. Okay, but it is not discussing the availability of supply, but it will be available very easily. Not discussing the simplicity of the procedure, but they are not saying any simplicity of the procedure. Okay, the reliability of the data obtained, but it is not confirmed the reliability of the data. The speed with which results are seen. Yes, yes, it is something. It is matching with what is the speed? Hen eggs. Okay, they used to experiment with the user hen eggs, so they can find out they got the answers very easily because the incubation they seal show growth. See hen eggs. See hen eggs. Okay, hen eggs means hen eggs because their incubation I will repeat once more. See, fertilized cell from Bolivian bears native Coeluros's. He says, what is the question they are asking? What is the advantage? What advantage the research in my head next mentioned the final graph. Okay, the speed with which research has so it took only small duration of time to find out to go to get the result. Okay, so they used the hen next so only within short duration of time they got the result. Okay, within short duration of the time they got the result. Okay, here is see they here the native sea level show high altitude, but it is saying about the technique they said. Okay, whereas from bed that a native higher show smaller growth restriction, moving fertilizers within second uh, they used three types here. First the fertilized eggs from Bolivia birds they used. Second, incubated high altitude eggs. Okay. Third, moving fertilized egg from hens native to high altitude. So different way they did the research. Okay. So it shows their research. It shows what it is showing. It is showing the speed with which research are gained, showing the speed of the procedure. Okay. They used with the help of hen, they got the result very immediately, but it is not saying the availability of the supplies. It is not concluding with the option. The simplicity of the we are not concluding with the option. The reliability of the data obtained, but it is not showing any reliability, but the speed of the result it is showing. The speed means they used handlegs, so in a different way different method used for research and they got the result. That means within a limited period of time they got the result. Okay, that is the advantages they are comparing with the hen eggs in this passage. Okay, you are you getting my point? Okay, then what is the answer? The speed with which results are seen. Then D is the answer. Okay, thank you for watching this video. Today signing off Sanita. Please watch my videos till the end. Okay, please watch my videos till the end. If you need any coaching for OET reading and the rest of the modules, please WhatsApp me. My number will be in the description box. And otherwise, I will say once more 9540382056. You can call me anytime or you can WhatsApp me. Okay. Thank you for watching my videos. Today signing off Sanita.